Hey everybody, welcome back to the weekly vlog. This week, we have a lot to talk about. We gotta talk about huge computer updates, the situation, I guess, for Theia the Awakening for this week's episode and also stream of it, a special launch stream of Civ 6 Rise and Fall with Dan Cyber, who is That Cyber Guy on YouTube, and some very important Brandon news. First with the schedule though, we have, as everybody started freaking out at, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 2 weeks until World of Warcraft comes back. We have Duck Dynasty. It's a special game. Tuesday and Thursday, we have Terraria. Saturday and Sunday, we have Crusader Kings 2. That's for the 3 p.m. slot. For 6 p.m., we have the Theia the Awakening recording from last week's stream, which I'll get into more later for Monday. Wednesday, we have the finale of Yakuza 0. Friday, we have MGS5 Phantom Pain. We actually get into the gameplay at that point, and it's really good. Tuesday at 6 p.m., we have the final episode of Paper Mario. And Thursday, we have Crusader Kings 2. So from now on, the 6 p.m. slot for Tuesday and Thursday are going to be Crusader Kings 2, as well as Saturday, Sunday. So Crusader Kings 2, it's what most of you guys are watching and seem to be into, so I'll make it a bigger focus of the show. We are streaming Tuesday with more Theia the Awakening, Thursday with that Civ 6 Rise and Fall launch stream, which I'm really excited for. Saturday, we're going to do some Dominus streams because people really liked it when I streamed that, and I really like that game, and I haven't been able to check out the new updates yet. And Sunday, we're going to have more MGS5 Phantom Pain. And of course, there's TAD, where you can use your phone or your browser, linked in the description for the links to everything, where you can watch some advertisements and get me paid better than I do on YouTube, and depending on how much money I get in the week, as you can see from this chart here, we unlock new things to have on the show that week, because I can use that time to spend on this show instead of doing freelance work for other shows to get that same money. So you may have noticed I'm talking to a new microphone. A week ago today, I did a vlog where I said, hey, this is where your money goes when you use Patreon and all that stuff, and I was explaining, you know, I'm looking at a new microphone, I was looking at a new motherboard, CPU, and RAM and all this stuff, but I'm like, that's like almost $2,000 or something if I were to get all of that. I don't know when I'm gonna get all that, that's a while off. And then my mom watched the vlog, and she had just gotten her payout from her whole court case thing, and so she just texted me and she was like, hey, I need to pick up a new graphics card anyway, I'll pick up your stuff. And I was like, oh, it's okay, I don't have the money for that stuff, I won't have the money for that in a while. And she was like, oh, it's okay, I'm just gonna get it for you. So all the parts I talked about last week, she got all of them. The vlog's a little late today because I was just putting together the computer with the new stuff, you know, installing new drivers and everything. Works great. I haven't been able to like hardcore stress test it yet. This is my first time recording since. It sucks that all my audio settings are different again, so that I need to go through every recording program and make sure that it's being recorded by the right mic and the right system audio and all that stuff. Minor pain. Played a little bit of MGS5 just to help stress test the new CPU, where I just replayed one of the old missions, and it seemed like it was doing great. That's a well-optimized game in general. I was noticing that GeForce Experience is recommending much higher settings on a lot of the more graphically intensive games, so it clearly understands that I've got a much faster computer now. My RAM is a billion times faster, and I had never even had speed problems with the old RAM. The only reason I upgraded my RAM is because I had to, because to get a new CPU, which was what was holding me back, it required I also upgrade to DDR4 RAM, and this stuff is so much faster than my old stuff. So I'm actually really excited to see how quickly this vlog renders out. It'll probably be really crazy fast with how much stronger my computer is now. The only real negative is that I had this really weird cheap sound card for a long time of like a $30, maybe a $20 sound card for a long time, and that doesn't fit in this computer anymore. It's a double-edged sword where I don't mind like, oh no, $30 sound card, I can't use it anymore. And in fact, the onboard sound of this new motherboard is better than the sound that thing produced, so I mean, I can't complain about that. The only negative is if my CPU usage is reasonably high and I have the headset on, because, you know, onboard sound never has good protection from, like, electrical interference. You can hear, like, a constant little hissing noise, which is annoying. You only really hear it if you're listening for it, and like, whatever. But with all the Patreon money you guys have gotten for me, I just saw that there was a like $50 sale on a decent sound card, so I've ordered that, and that should come in, I think it said it'd come in probably by the 9th, so Friday? We'll see. But there we go, like that's the only thing that I had any concern about, and that's being taken care of. The CPU is running faster, it's running cooler, it's great. I'm really happy about it, and this new microphone is really, really convenient in the way it's shaped. This is the Shure SM7B, which I talked about last week. The sound might not be amazing right now, just because I'm still fiddling with every little thing I do in Adobe Audition and all that kind of stuff to make sure that it sounds just right for the environment. I'm getting used to where I'm speaking into the mic, because it's the positioning is a little bit different, and I'm even getting used to how it sounds on my onboard sound, because it does sound different, and having a better sound card would probably let me better tell that. Honestly, that's something that's probably held me back on making my voice sound better on microphones in the past, is just that I use such a cheap sound card. And I have a really good headset, actually, but my sound card has always been very, very cheap. So the Theia the Awakening situation, I did the first stream of it the other week. Everyone had a ton of fun. I was naming all the villagers after everybody in the chat. Everybody seemed to be super into it. I was super into it. And then later that day after the stream, I ran into a really fun bug. So the multiplayer version of the game, you just right-click on your Steam library, and there's a version called Multiprayer, and that's the multiplayer, but, you know, prayer, because, you know, it's all about pagan gods. It's a good pun. I like it. Turns out, if you open that, it deletes your save from single player. I don't know why. It kept all my progress, like all my gods are still leveled up and everything, but your current save game, gone. Just for opening it. I didn't even play a match or anything. So, learned my lesson on that. People say that apparently if you switch your profile in single player and then exit out and go into multiplayer, you'll be fine. But I'm skeptical on that, entirely because my profile, you get to pick whether your save is attached to your profile or it's in your save folder. I picked save folder, and the game doesn't have multiple save slots. It's just you hit new game and you play and it auto-saves every turn. And then the next time you want to play the save file, you just hit the continue button. You can only have one save file at a time. It's very strange that way. So we lost that save file, which is why I've uploaded the Theia stream as a standalone, and I have a little thing in the beginning that says like, hey, there was a glitch, lost the save, we're starting it next week. So tomorrow, Tuesday, we're just gonna keep doing Theia. It's gonna be a new file, but I'm gonna try and name the people the same as I named before. It's only fair. And yeah, Theia the Awakening, great game. Perhaps not the best programming. Thursday with the Civ 6 Rise and Fall stream with that Cyber guy. I'm really pumped for this because we've been wanting to do something together for a while. He's a really nice guy, and he had just gotten Civ 6, so we're like, well, fuck yeah, we gotta play Civ 6 together. I know he's a Civ 5 player, and I was as well. So he's been playing Civ 6, and I think it was like, okay, we got to figure out when we're free to like do something together based around Civ. And I think it was, he said like, how about Thursday? How free are you like Thursday, the 8th of February? And I looked and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything that day. I'm cool for that. We'll play some Civ 6 that day. Oh, by the way, Dan, did you hear that there's an expansion coming out really soon? It looks like it's going to be really good. And he's like, oh, when does that come out? And I went and checked. And it's like, oh, that comes out on Thursday, February 8th. So I guess we're just gonna do a live launch stream then. So that's how we decided. We kind of just stumbled across that. I've been following very closely Rise and Fall though, all the civilizations in it. I think there's one that hasn't been announced yet that's apparently supposed to be in the Americas. Fucking come on, Canada, you can do it. You can get in a Civ game. You can't lose to Scotland and Australia, and the Cree. That's not fair. And the Cree have like all the bonuses that you'd think Canada would have, because the Cree are from Canada. It's not okay. You can't leave Canada in the dark for this long. We gotta have our alcoholic Sir John A. Macdonald, or Mackenzie King. Maybe they'll pick Mackenzie King. Me and my mom were saying earlier that if they're trying to get big personalities like they like to for this game, then maybe they'd go Pierre Trudeau. Not Justin Trudeau, the current one. His father, Pierre Trudeau. Too recent, though, probably for them, because the newest leader they've ever had in a Civ game, like the most recent, is Mao Zedong, who I believe he was out of power, and I want to say the late 50s, early 60s. 1950s, 1960s. He's the most recent leader, like world leader, to be in a Civ game, and that was Civ 4 and 1, and I think 2, and 3. Holy shit, he was actually in a lot of them, but he was the most recent one. Pierre Trudeau was last in power, and I want to say the mid 80s, so he'd be the most recent if he was in. I don't see that happening, though. I don't think it's going to be him. Speaking of isn't going to be him, nope. No, I can't transition that into you wonderful $10 and above Patreon supporters who donate $10 or more every single month on Patreon. Their names are Ghazali, Mad Librarian, Fire Biscuit, Zandak, Taco Man, Play It, Bogart. I'm not on my A game today, everybody. Night Fury 15, The Jetstar, Jetstream, Conk Donk, Sophia, or Killrain, Victor, Wolf20KO, One Savvy Siren, Shauna, Tim, Kern Keta, Cyan, Nolan, Lemonhead, Austin Manley, System White, Morgan. Oh god, no. Oh, there's a new name on the list, and it's really hard to read. Dizarasta. And Josh Brown, thank you so much for your continued support. Lastly, we have the Brandon news. This is really good news, and also kind of bad news, I'm sure, for you guys. Everyone's gonna be sad about this, but I'm sure they'll be happy for Brandon. He got his military call, and he took a job with them. I believe it's in, like, aviary, what was it? I don't remember the exact job title. Aviary engineer, I wanna say it was. Basically, he's gonna be working on planes, so far as I understand. Now, this is really cool, because that's like an $80K a year job. That's a big upgrade from being a security guard. On the downside, basic training takes 3 months. It starts at the beginning of the next month for him. I think like 5 days in, he leaves for basic training. And for those 3 months, he's definitely not going to be able to do anything, because he's going to be in basic training for the military. Sometime after that, I'm not quite sure when, he'll have a bit more free time and a bit more freedom in his life, and he'll be able to do stuff again. But it does mean that we're probably not going to be hearing from Brandon for about 3 months. So me and Brandon, we're making sure we finish up Terraria. We're getting that game beat. We already have, we've got it recorded all the way up to the 4 pillars, right before the Moon Lord, so we're right near the end of the game. We are mass recording Duck Dynasty to make sure that that doesn't fall behind, and we are going to try and squeeze in as much World of Warcraft as we can, because, you know, he doesn't have a whole lot of time before he's going to be gone for a little while. So I'm sure everybody's going to be a little bit sad about that. I know I'm a little bit sad about that. He's going to miss his first WrestleMania, which is lame, because if you guys don't know, every WWE pay-per-view and Wrestle Kingdom, he comes over, and we all make nachos and watch wrestling and bet on who's gonna win. And it's gonna be lame that he misses his first WrestleMania, because he really liked all the other of the big 4 pay-per-views. And that also means he's gonna miss some NXT takeovers. I think he's only gonna miss 1 or 2 takeovers though, because they don't run every single month, and he's gonna for sure miss 3 months. But by a certain point in his training, he's allowed to move basically anywhere in Canada, and for quite a while I know he said he's going to be stationed only about an hour-and-a-half drive away from my place. So, I mean, it's not as good as the 10 or 15-minute drive he is away right now, which is significantly better, where he lives 1 town over. But, yeah, bittersweet, but he's coming out of this with a pretty sweet job. I mean, $80K a year. That's really nice. So if you haven't already, I'll have a link to Brandon's Twitter in the description. Everybody go wish him luck on that. I think he's going to have a lot of fun with it. It does mean that he's not going to be streaming for quite a while, which is lame, because he just really got into streaming hardcore recently, and now it's a little bit hard to do when you're going to basic training for the military. But he did say that he'll probably get back into streaming sometime when his life starts to free up more again, after this military stuff starts to cool down a little bit, you know, when he's not as hectically busy. I think that's it for this week, though. I'm gonna get to, I guess, editing this video, because I really gotta mess with the audio and make sure it sounds good. And I just have so many little tests and stuff to do with this new computer equipment, and I really hope that it goes well. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this week's huge Monday vlog, and I'm gonna go get back to work. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.